By now, I feel like the whole internet knows about 75 hard, and it's this challenge where you don't smoke or drink and you eat healthy and you read books, and it's a transformative 75 days from abstaining from things that are bad and adding things that are good for you, right? And I've always wanted to do a challenge like this, but the thing is, I don't really smoke or drink, and I feel like I eat mostly at home, so I do eat relatively healthy. But because it's 2025, it's a new year, even though we're already in March, I wanted to do a little challenge for myself. And so I decided that I was going to run 30 miles in 30 days. And I want to emphasize that even though I have a history of running here and there, and I did track in high school, I haven't been as consistent as I probably should. I usually run like maybe once every other week. Sometimes I'll go months without doing it. Sometimes I will lift a little bit. I do a little bit of this and that, okay? I'm not very like strict on my schedule when it comes to working out. So this felt like it could be something that would be interesting. I wanted to see how my mood would improve, if it would improve at all, my digestion, my sleep. What was going to be the effect of running for 30 days? Because I haven't gone that hard working out in a very long time. So yeah, I wanted to see how I could push myself, and this was a challenge I chose for myself. Yes, by my own free will. Like, no one is forcing me to do this. No one is in on this with me. So anyways, so in order to do this, I wanted to make sure that I was actually doing a mile. So I got the Strava app. I've used this app before. I would say it's pretty accurate. I usually will just measure my time there and see my distance. For this challenge, I'm not really focused on my speed. I just want to be able to get the mile done. As long as I get the mile done, it's good. We're Gucci, you know. And this app allows me to do that, and also, you know, it keeps track of all the miles that I run, so I'm able to see my history and how much time I did on each lap, even though again I don't really care about that. I just want to be able to get through this challenge. Also, running is not limited to just running outside. I am allowing myself to run on the treadmill if, you know, there's a rainy day, which, I mean, it's Arizona. I don't think we'll have a rainy day, but you never know. I also made it so that I have one path that I run on. Just one path. When I'm running outside, it's in my neighborhood and it's going to be the same path. I want to be able to do 1 mile exactly. I want to make this as easy as possible. And the route that I'm picking, it's literally just like next to my apartment complex. There's not too much traffic, so I'll be good there. Won't get run over. That's always a plus. And in order to, you know, more accurately like track how I'm feeling, I am going to keep tabs on every day, even if it's just a keyword, a sentence or two, and just explain what's going on that day, how I'm feeling and everything. So yeah, let's get into it. So I actually kept a note on my notes app on my phone, and as you can see here, I took notes for every single day. I also thought it would be useful to provide videos for you. I would record just little snippets just to kind of also have some accountability that I'm actually doing these and I'm not just like lying to you, you know? So I took like little snippets every day that I went for my run. Even if I looked like shit, I was committed to this. I really wanted to prove that I could run 30 miles in 30 days. So on day one, I was actually really, really excited, and I had 2 matchas, and that was kind of me amping myself up to do this challenge. So that was fun. Yeah, I was really, really caffeinated. First day was good. And then day 2, my feet ached in the morning, and I haven't had that ache in a while. I mean, running on pavement is just not really pleasant for your feet. It's good to get the run done, but it's definitely not an easy task on the feet. It's pretty heavy. So I kind of like did a little massage on my feet, and that's something that I will be doing consistently throughout this challenge because it does help, like massaging your feet. Okay, get a little bit of oil and just like massaging in there, because you know, running with sore feet is not it. It just makes it like a little bit harder, honestly. I also realized that I didn't have a lot of workout fits. I only had like 4 fits if you put it all together. So I wanted to maximize my use for each fit. So I decided to do 2 runs in one outfit. And so I would run, and then when I would get home, I would lay it out so it could like dry out like on a hanger. And then I would use that same outfit the next day. And then after the second use, I was going to put that in the dirty laundry basket. It's a very, very minor detail, but like I feel like it was necessary because like you see all these influencers and people doing like challenges like these, and they have like an array of outfits and costumes, and it's like no, I am a real person and I only have 4 workout outfits. So we're gonna stick to that. Okay, on day 3 I decided to go early, even before breakfast and my morning matcha, because I just wanted to get it over with. Honestly, I was just like, let's get this over with, because when I come back I want to eat, I want to munch, I want to have my little matcha in front of the TV, you know, as a little princess should. And yeah, so it was nice to get it out of the way early. On day 4, I went 2 hours after having breakfast, and that was a mistake because when I was running, I could feel it in my throat, and I was like, oh, this is not. That's like a rule that I always had. I wait at least 3 hours after eating to go for a run, because then you just like feel sick, you know, because you just ate and your body is digesting the food. Don't recommend. You should definitely wait the 3 hours, and I definitely regretted it this day. On day 5, I got a pretty good run. I did again massage my feet because they were hurting once again, and yeah, I mean, no issues there. On day 6 was a special kind of day, and not even special in the good way. I fell for the first time in like my 10 years of running. I've been consistently or on and off running, okay, for 10 years since I was like 15, and I've never ever fallen or tripped, and this was my first time, and I felt like it was a little bit of a hit to my ego, because I was like, that's what, like, and it hurt. I hurt my little this finger right here, my index finger, and I scraped my right knee, and it was like a little stump, okay? It was like an old bush that had been cut off, and the little stump, I just like yeah, because I was trying to run on the grassy / sandy area next to the pavement, because I didn't want my feet to just suffer even more. And that's something that I remember my coach would tell us, that if, you know, you're feeling that it's too heavy, just run on the side where, you know, the grassy patch is at, and that's way easier on your joints as well. And so that's what I was trying to do, but it kind of backfired this day, and I was like, oh, that's great. Thankfully, I didn't get too hurt. My phone did get some damage, and I'll insert pictures here. I thought it was over, but thankfully the screen protector took most of the hit, and it looked pretty bad because it was like a glass screen protector. So I'm glad that it wasn't as bad as it looks here. On day 7, it was definitely the easiest run, I would say, thus far, because I felt no sluggishness. I didn't feel like my feet were heavy. I feel like this day my body was like accommodating to the changes and was like, okay, yeah, if we're gonna do this consistently, okay, like we got you. We're getting it back into the rhythm of things, you know. And I was like, let's go. Day 8, I just wrote, the days are blending together, man. And they really were, because like every day was kind of like the same. Get up, you know, work out. Damn, bro, it's hot. This was not a good idea. Sometimes, because the run was so quick, the run is just 12-13 minutes of my time. Sometimes I wouldn't even like have to think about it too hard, which was nice. Day 9, kind of on the same note, I wrote, it was an okay run, went by real quick. And it was, because again, this, like, it took no time out of my day, really. Like, changing into my outfit and like putting my hair up and everything took like maybe 3 to 4 minutes, and then the run 12 to 13 minutes, and then, you know, getting into the shower or whatever, another 15 minutes. So like, I'm glad I chose this challenge, you know, because it's like it makes it easier to complete the task at hand. And then on day 10, I'm literally kneeling in front of my bed because I don't want to get my sweaty ass on my bed, but I thought I'd do a live check-in. So I did not want to go on my run today. My feet ache, and I should probably massage them after I shower. Like, I think like 60% through my run, that's when I started feeling like,
I started feeling good, but like half of it, I was like not feeling it. I was like going so slow. And because it's only a mile, it's 11 or 12 minutes, right? I only get like 3 songs, and I was listening to the Meet Miley Cyrus album. But yeah, like most of my run, I didn't enjoy it until like the last like 0.4 miles of it, which is crazy because like you don't feel that intrinsic motivation at first or even in the beginning, but once you get in the flow of it, you're like, okay, this is fun, this is good, this feels good. I think I'm just learning a lot about just motivation while I'm doing this challenge. Like you have to like start and like push through the initial uncomfortableness of it, and then you get to the other side of it, and that's when the good stuff happens and you've completed it. And now I did my 10th mile on my 10th day, and I feel good. Now I feel good afterwards. I didn't feel good in the beginning of this, but yeah.
Day 11, I ate around 11 a.m. and got a run at 1 p.m. And again, I wrote here 2 hours was not enough for the food to go down. And I wrote, but I think 3 hours is better. Yes, Janine. Yes, you need to learn from yourself. Like it's one of those things of like, you give advice to others and like you don't take your own advice. This day I really thought that it was going to be different somehow, and it wasn't. Surprise, surprise. Hello? On day 12, I wrote quickest run ever, passed in a flash. I was flashing through. I was so fast, you can call me Lightning McQueen, okay? On day 13, I listened to Moral of the Story, which is Stephanie Sue's channel, she just tells stories of like drama happening internationally and even in the States. And it's always like a fun little distraction, even though we're talking about real people. It's usually very lighthearted stories, which I liked, because at this point I like didn't want to like listen to music because I was kind of losing interest in like the music that I was listening to. It was just like the same things over and over again, and I was like, okay, like let's just stick to like a podcast because that's usually what I'm doing at home anyway, so might as well do it while I'm on my run. Oh my god, on day 14 I ran into a bee. So I was like running, right? Running, and then out of nowhere I just see a bee like hit my forehead, and then it just bounced off, and I was like I didn't scream, but I did like speed away as if I like hit a car, and I didn't want to get caught. Like I just sped away. I was so scared that the bee was going to be upset at me and want to sting me, and I've never been stung by a bee, so I don't intend to ever finding out what that pain feels like. I can imagine it. On day 15, I was halfway through and very happy because I really was going through with it. Okay, like I haven't done a challenge like this in a while, and like, or actually I don't know if I've ever done a challenge like this. Like I've definitely pushed myself before, but it was never like intentional. Like it wasn't ever like a planned scenario like this. So I was really proud of myself that I was like halfway through it. Even then, like even if I stopped at day 15, that's already 15 miles. So day 16, I did not want to do it, but I got through it. And then I put this little emoji, the little, muscle man. Yeah, I think I was just getting tired, as you would expect, because I'm taking no breaks. I'm taking no days off, son, okay? Day 17, it took me hours to actually want to do it, but at 2 p.m. I finally got around to do it, and I'm pretty sure I had to do it before work, so that kind of probably just pushed me to the edge. I'm glad that I gave myself a later time to do it, because that day, like kind of sleeping in, it helped recharge. So by the time that I did it at 2 p.m., I was like ready to go again. I had my energy up again. That goes to show that, breaks are necessary, but obviously, this is a challenge. We get no breaks. On day 18, I just wrote, I'm so tired, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Ugh, my mouth is so dry now. On day 19, relatively early run. And I'm pretty sure this was my either 7 or 8 a.m. run, which was the fastest that I had done so far in this challenge. So usually I was going like at 9 or 10 a.m. after waking up. And I think this day I was just feeling extra motivated to get up and have a productive day. Day 20, I went on the treadmill. I think it's because it was like bad weather or something, or I just needed a break. But yeah, I went on the treadmill, and I definitely don't prefer the treadmill at all because it makes it feel so much more sluggish. When you're running outside, there's at least like scenery and just natural elements that kind of like, if the wind is helping you in one direction or the other, and if the wind is like coming towards you, like you kind of push yourself forward. And it's a lot of, that spontaneity. Then it comes to like outside running, but the treadmill is just like run, 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 run in same pace, which like I don't really like, but gotta do what you gotta do. But day 21, since this is for accountability purposes, I just wrote run. Just run, that's it. Day 22, treadmill, but lower back was hurting, so I walked. Listen, I know this is a challenge, but I was not going to make my lower back even worse and then, end result probably make me stop the challenge completely. So I decided that I was going to like do like a little fast walk on the treadmill. And I felt like those ladies that you see with like the weights that are walking down the street getting the workout in. I'm like, yeah. And I was kind of sad that I couldn't do it, but at the same time I respected that my body was telling me like, hey, chill out, dude. Like you're like pushing it, okay? Like you need to let me rest for like a second. And even then, like I still did my mile, but yeah, I hope that's okay. Are you guys okay with that? I mean, you have to be, so. Okay, day 23. Oh, treadmill at my mom's house. So this is when I went back home for the weekend. And then day 24, also treadmill run at my mom's house. Again, not my preferred method. And I guess I could have gone for a run in her backyard area thing. There's like a little canal path that you can walk alongside of, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like going outside. And honestly, their treadmill is kind of nice. And I think I was just listening to stories again, like Stephanie Sue stories. So it went by quick. It was nice. Day 25. And I think this was the day that I got back from visiting my mom's house. So yeah, I went back into my routine, feeling good about myself. Day 26. Your girl got her period. And of course, I mean, this is 30 days. That should be expected. But I kind of just didn't foresee me getting my period. I don't know, like every time I get my period, I'm just like, oh, you're back. I forget that you're there every month. And I wrote, I'm on my period, but still had to go. So that tells you enough. Day 27. Okay, we're almost done here. On my period, but still had to push through. And in parentheses, I put, I'm tired. Yeah, I mean, girl, day 27, that's 27 miles on my period. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, day 28, I actually had a second interview for a job, and I went right beforehand because I knew if I did it afterwards, I would have to like, because for the interview I had to get ready, and I didn't want to like go for a run afterwards with makeup on or like, getting all glammed up and then having to wash it away, because I like to shower. Even if it's just a body shower, I like to shower after a run because I just feel like gross and stinky. So I knew that I had to do it beforehand. That way I could shower before the interview and then get ready and then just be ready for the day. There's a lot of thinking that had to go into this, okay? That's how my brain always works. I'm just like, okay, gotta plan it out, gotta think ahead of like what I'm gonna be doing, what I'm gonna need, order in which I'm gonna get ready, because I do like doing my makeup. So that also is a factor. Day 29, second to last run, my feet hurt. Well, duh, your feet hurt, dude. It's 29 miles at this point. Holy guacamole. I'm so sorry. That's offensive to my people. Why do I feel like I have like, no, I don't have Michael Scott humor. I don't know. Day 30, final run. And I finally listened to music instead of a podcast. Oh yeah, so like I said, halfway through this challenge, I was so done with music. I was like, this is not motivating me. I don't feel the push. So I started just listening to Stephanie Sue like on repeat for these runs, okay? I'd start an episode here and then I would just like continue it on my phone and then just like listen to it while I'm running. But yeah, I got through it. So 30 days, 30 miles. What did we learn from this, Janine? Honestly, I think the biggest thing that I learned is that motivation is not innate. So before this, I feel like we all have an idea that like we're going to do things once we're motivated to do them. Once we feel good enough, once we're thin enough, once we're strong enough, once we're fit enough, once we're rich enough, whatever it is, right? But I realized with this that every time I would go for a run, I would not want to do it. And I actually dreaded it and I didn't like it in the moment. But afterwards, like after I was done running, I would feel so good about myself. I would feel energized. I would feel like awake, aware. Senses are like heightened and I feel like relaxed, but also, I don't know, it just felt really good. And also, it felt good to accomplish something first thing in the morning, first thing in the day, even if it was like a later run. And that kind of drilled into me this lesson that motivation comes from action. Motivation comes from the aftermath or maybe halfway through a run. I'd start feeling it and I'd start feeling good like halfway through a run, even though the first half was like dreadful. Like the second half would be amazing and maybe even like not even feeling good during the run at all, but like afterwards I would feel amazing. And that just showed me that I need to start chasing not the maybe action itself or the motivation itself, but like chasing the accomplishing feeling of afterwards, the good feeling that comes after accomplishing something. And honestly, this is a game changer. I don't know about you guys, but for me, like realizing this, and you know, it's probably talked about before in psychology, and I'm sure it has, you know, because no human idea is ever really a new one. It's just two ideas combined or a combination of experiences. But I am so happy that I did this challenge, not just because of the physical element, but really showed me that I can push myself and I'm able to accomplish that. Like, yo, like I did that. Like it's possible because I did it. You know, I'm 5 feet. Okay, like this tiny thing accomplished it. So I'm sure like anyone else can accomplish it, you know? But also it just showed me that like I don't have to feel bad about not feeling motivated because the motivation is going to come afterwards. Like the feel good is going to come after doing the fact. So I'm just going to be chasing that now. And I'm excited. But yeah, I think that's a really good lesson to get out of this. And I honestly wasn't expecting it. To me, it was just more of a physical challenge, but it kind of just taught me a lot about my own discipline and how it's actually better to just do the thing. And I think it's such a relief to know that doing something that I've been dreading, it's okay to like not feel good in the moment when you're doing it, because afterwards you will be able to feel good and be able to say that you already did that thing, you accomplished that thing. But yeah, that's all that I have for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed that. And if you want to see more of these challenges, let me know. Subscribe, follow along. You can follow my Instagram, my TikTok. Yeah, make sure to subscribe. Or actually, reverse psychology, don't subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.